A man can divorce his wife, leave her with 4 children. His story of how he's fornicating everywhere is everywhere. But somebody who is a father of the faith will come and do his wedding. And somebody who we claim has grown, that is a shepherd over sheep, is dancing in his wedding to the sounds of Babylon. We need to ask him, what water pioneered this tree? How did you become a fruit-bearing tree that men are now even standing in your shade, and yet the source of that water that grew you is not the throne of the Lamb and of the living God? You see, brethren, God is not obsessed with how many years you have been in church. God does not care that you have attendance in church. We need to ask you, what kind of life is powering your existence? That's the matter. I know that you have grown. You bear the marks of somebody who looks like they know God. But by what spirit did you grow? Which water pioneered your hunger for God? For instance, if the way you got spiritually born again is that you listen to a preacher who told you that the primary reason Jesus died was to make you comfortable in this life, you drank of dead waters. And I don't care how many years you have been in church, you might have reason to become a pastor, but the appetite that will be pioneering your adventure in God will be from a source that is not Eden. It's not the throne. And this is the reason you have people who look like us, who look like they have grown, but the acts of their lives are not acts of righteousness. A man can divorce his wife, leave her with 4 children. His story of how he's fornicating everywhere is everywhere. But somebody who is a father of the faith will come and do his wedding. And somebody who we claim has grown, that is a shepherd over sheep, is dancing in his wedding to the sounds of Babylon. We need to ask him, what water pioneered this tree? How did you become a fruit-bearing tree that men are now even standing in your shade, and yet the source of that water that grew you is not the throne of the Lamb and of the living God? How did you get there? Because it is possible. You see, God's obsession is not just your growth, it is the life that pioneered it. How did you grow? How did you become like this? So see the way Paul puts it. Paul said, my little children, of whom I travel as in bed, until Christ be formed in you. Until a preacher with a laugh telling people that God is not the way maker. God is not the way maker. As the way, when you now came to Jesus, you have now become the way. You have become the way. What blasphemy! And you see, the truth about life, matters of life, is that you can hide your source for a while, you can't hide it forever. Certain situations will arise that will reveal that you never came from the throne. They will reveal it. They will reveal your true intent. They leave you with a young lady for some time. All of a sudden we will find out that there is a fountain still piping within your vessel that does not know the boundaries that exist in the relationship between the opposite sexes. You can touch breast and come and sing. You can kiss people that you are not married to and come and shout Hosanna. Because you are powered by a strange river, but it's not yet obvious because you still look like you are growing. Dirty water serve they quench fire. Dirty water, it dey quench fire. It not mean say the water good, but it go quench fire. You can manifest certain things, but even the Holy Ghost says, I'm not the source of this thing. We have come in the day where we need to conduct source tests before we give people microphones to lead prayer. Because know where we are coming from. Everything we give birth after is kind. A man that has given himself to idolatry, his heart is possessed by idols. That man can minister you into idolatry. That's why men like me cry. Because if the fountain is not from the fountain of living waters, then a generation is in trouble.